All right, let's get right into it because this is a big one. Abacus AI just dropped an update to their Deep Agent, and honestly, it's a huge shift in what automation even means. We're not just talking about a system that does things, we're talking about a system that builds the AI agents to do the things. Just think about that for a minute. Right now, when we say automation, your mind probably jumps to Zapier or something similar, right? You're manually connecting apps, setting up triggers, mapping fields. It's all very procedural. But what if that was the wrong way to think about it entirely?
And that is the fundamental change here. Instead of you building the process, what if you just described the end result, the final thing you want to happen? That is the core idea driving this new Deep Agent. It's a total switch from being process-driven to being goal-driven.
I mean, we've all felt this pain, right? You're juggling a dozen different apps and digital tools, and they all live in their own little worlds. Getting them to talk to each other means building these clunky, rigid workflows that feel like they're held together with duct tape. And they break the second anything changes. That's always been the big bottleneck.
This slide really just lays it all out. The old way was a headache of manual integrations and fragile workflows. The new way? It's just so much simpler. You just describe what you want in a simple prompt, and these smart, adaptive agents figure out how to get it done, all from one spot.
And here's the part that's kind of mind-blowing. Deep Agent isn't just a single assistant. When you give it a goal, it actually spins up other brand new specialized agents on the fly. Each one is custom built for a specific piece of the puzzle. It's not just an agent, it's an agent generator. This is the perfect analogy for it. Think about it. You don't go to a general contractor and tell them how to pour concrete or frame a wall. No, you show them the blueprint of the finished house and say, build this. That is exactly what's happening here. You describe the final result, and Deep Agent figures out which specialist to call in to get the job done.
So, okay, that's the big idea. But what does this actually look like when the rubber meets the road? Because talking about it is one thing, but seeing it in action, well, that's when it all really clicks.
Look at this prompt. It's not just make a chart. It's specifying the resolution, the exact time frame, even the visual direction of the trend line. This is a pretty complex set of instructions, and it's all just delivered in plain, everyday language. And boom, the result is a finished, downloadable chart. You didn't have to touch a line of Python, you didn't have to open up some clunky design software. And get this, if you want to change the year from 2024 to 2025, you just type it, and the whole file, title and all, updates instantly.
And it's not just for data and charts either. You can throw creative tasks at it. You specify the format, the vibe, the target audience. And what's really cool is the agent is smart enough to ask clarifying questions if it needs to, like, hey, what's the main purpose of this flyer? To fill in the gaps. And just like that chart, the PDF it creates is totally editable with simple text commands. You can literally just type, change the colors from blue to purple and red, and watch the design update itself. No need to call a graphic designer for small tweaks.
So you might be wondering, how in the world does this all work? How can one system just connect to everything else on the fly? Well, the secret sauce is a technology they're calling the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. The easiest way to think about MCP is as a universal translator. It's the underlying tech that lets Deep Agent find all these different systems that were previously stuck in their own silos, different AI models, different apps, and it gets them all to speak the same language and work together. A classic example, like connecting Jira and Slack, really shows off the power of MCP. Normally, that's a tedious, painful process. But here, you just state your goal. When a Jira ticket gets this status, send a message to this Slack channel. Deep Agent then builds the agents, maps out the workflow, and it just works. A task that used to take a developer hours is now a single sentence. It's wild.
Okay, so let's zoom back out. Because what we're seeing here isn't just a better automation tool. It's a really profound shift in how we interact with all our technology. We're moving away from focusing on the tools, and instead, we're just focusing on the goals. And you can see how this plays out in the real world. Suddenly, marketing teams can build and send out entire campaigns from one place. Ops teams can get the reports they need without ever having to dig into a raw spreadsheet. And developers, they can stop writing all that tedious code just to connect two systems. The barriers to getting work done just start to disappear.
You know, maybe the most powerful thing about this is that the system is designed to grow. Because of that MCP layer, it can automatically discover new tools and systems as they pop up online and just pull them into its network. You don't have to rebuild all your workflows every time your company adopts a new piece of software. It's actually future-proof.
So when you put all of these pieces together, it really points to a fundamental change in how we're all going to work. And that leaves us with one last pretty massive question to think about. And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? We're moving past AI as just a tool for doing things. We're now entering an age where AI can design, build, and maintain the very operational systems our businesses depend on. And that future is getting here way, way faster than any of us expected.